Hey everybody, welcome back to Dakota Does Dressage. It's a rainy day at the barn today and it's our spring break. So I'm up here and I'm gonna get Dakota cleaned up, and I kind of want to try the saddle on him just to see how he's reacting to it. Check out this top line. I couldn't be more proud of this top line. It's so different from the way he was looking about a year ago. I'll see if I can find a picture to throw up on the screen to compare, but I know he's got his head down right now because he's eating his hay, but just he is so much more filled out here through his top line, especially here behind his shoulder. He was having like a pocket or, you know, just a hollow behind his shoulder blade, and that has really started to fill in on both sides. And if I run my fingers along his back, I'm not noticing, oh, there was a little bit of a duck and a twitch, maybe a little bit of lower back pain, but nothing like I was seeing last summer. And he has been in all night, and they've been in all morning because of the rain. So he might just be a little stiff, but he's just looking so much better through his back. And I don't want to push. I don't want to, you know, overdo it, but I just want to see how he feels about a saddle. And that will determine if I might do a little ride or groundwork with him wearing the saddle today or not. Either way, he's going to get some exercise because they'll be in all day because of the rain. Now, this side of him is nice and clean. I already cleaned this side. Let's see what his other side looks like, shall we? Yeah, I've got some work to do. He's a muddy mess on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and try to scrape off this mud, get him cleaned up, and then we will see how things might go with putting a saddle on him today. Okay, I'm back. He's clean enough. And so I'm just going to tack him up here in the stall. They just clean the aisleway, and I don't know. I'm just gonna do it in here. All right. He wants to eat his hay. Maybe I can just get him to move over, and I'll just tack him from the off side. Really just want to swing the saddle up on him and see what he does anyway. So here he's kind of checking out the pad. Doesn't seem too worried about that. Head up a little bit. What are you doing? No, not this again. Okay. Okay, so he's got his ears back. He's a little concerned. It's okay. Gonna take it away. You're all right. I know, this was hurting, wasn't it? It was hurting. So just to clarify what's been done at this point, he has had a shot of Osphos, which is an intramuscular injection that's not really going to help with muscles, but it's going to help with bones and joints, and that was recommended more for the navicular than anything else. And then they did have him on muscle relaxers for about 2 weeks after our initial appointment, the beginning of February. That seemed to really do a lot for his back, and that's why they gave it to him. Like they said, this will help his back feel better, ease the muscle tension there, and we've seen big changes in his top line since he's been on those muscle relaxers. And then apart from that, I've just been doing groundwork with him, exercising him over poles. Again, from the ground, I have not ridden him. And just in the little bit that we've been doing that, I've seen, again, a major difference in his top line. All right, so I'm gonna try to swing this up here, from the offside and see how this goes. That was awkward of me. Get that stirrup over there. Wasn't in a great position, but I wanted to see kind of what his expression was. Okay, well, he was a bit like, what are you doing? Could you put this on me any more awkwardly? Didn't care for that. So our next step is to do some steroid injections along his top line and in both of his stifles. That's going to just help with the pain. And they said that because in his top line, they didn't necessarily say he has kissing spines, but they said some of his spines are very close. And that with the weight of the saddle and my weight added to that, pushing down on his back, that's probably where the back pain is coming from. He's just not really strong. Hello, Pivo. He's just not really strong enough over his top line to be supporting all of that weight. So the steroid injections should help him just feel more comfortable. And as we build his top line strength, that it'll help. So he didn't really seem to appreciate all of that. So I'm kind of thinking I'm just going to take it slow. I think I'm going to pull the saddle and the pad off and just focus more on groundwork today. And I don't want to push him into something where he's telling me he's maybe not quite ready for it yet. Okay, so I've been doing a variety of patterns with the poles and elevating some ends of them just to add some variety for him. And he really needs to learn where his feet are, pick his feet up. He actually murdered one of our other poles. Now I got to replace that over there in the corner. So an exercise I really like to do is a box, and we do a cloverleaf pattern with it. So I think I'm going to set that up and show you what that looks like. So what I really like about this setup is it's really versatile. We can get a good warm-up walking over it. He can trot over it. We could even try cantering through it, or sometimes what I've been doing is just cantering him around the circle, and when he gets to the poles, break him down to a trot or a walk, and then have him go through. So I get a lot of transitions in that way. I've got one end of each pole elevated, so you can either do that, or you can leave them flat, or if you can elevate all of them, you could do that too if you have little pole raisers. So it's just really simple to set up, and you can get lots of different exercises out of it without having to change this. You can also make the square smaller or bigger just by moving the poles in closer together or further apart. So we just went over that direction. Now we're going to do one part of a clover leaf and come across the other way. And then turn to the right. And come back across. And turn to the right again. And then if I want to make it more challenging for him, I can also change the size of my loops outside of this box. I can make them tighter or bigger. A tighter loop is going to challenge him a bit more and hopefully make him step under his body further with his hind legs. But I don't want to start with that. We need to warm him up first. So I like doing larger loops. I'd like him walking a bit more, just lengthening his stride a bit. Keep going. Make him just do a big circle with a bigger, swingier walk, just to kind of get him in the frame of mind that he needs to get going. I might have to grab the whip. Lower on the other side, and that's just going to have to make him work his body a little differently. Break and walk. upset or anything, but it kind of tells me that his back muscles are relaxed enough or strong enough that he can carry his neck in that position. I did a bad job setting him up for that. Nope, that way. He's talking, not paying attention. Over that one, I'm fine with that. I didn't ask him to do that. He did that on his own. I was kind of planning to ask him to break after that pass anyway. And I'm not gonna get offended by it. I'm just gonna let him take the break that he thinks he needs. I'm gonna ask him for a Lope departure. Like a little bit better than just saying walk and trot all the time. While we're warming up here, I'll ask for the canter or Lope departure right after we get over the poles. As we get into the exercise, I'll change that where I ask for it, just so he's not anticipating. And sometimes it can be more challenging to lope just a few strides and then have to break back down. change direction. There. So you can see a big difference between this direction and the other direction, that he's just not quite as, I guess, comfortable with himself going this way.